Welcome to this POV review of the BMW M6 Gran Coupe with competition pack, and well, that is pretty cool. The competition pack, of course, we drove it on the M4, we drove it on the M5 and now the M6 Gran Coupe, but let's start on the outside. I mean, just look at it. This is so beautiful. I absolutely love the Gran Coupe. I think it's one of the most beautiful cars money can buy today. And in M6 trim, it's of course it's pretty aggressive. It kind of loses the GT character on the outside. We also drove a 640D Gran Coupe, and that was like a champagne color, and it was really elegant. And this is really not elegant. So the competition pack means that we get these 20-inch wheels with Pirelli P0s. It means we have these black exhaust tips, black chrome as we know BMW calls it. Pretty cool. We have the carbon fiber roof, of course, standard on the M6. You can also get a sunroof, but you know, who would take that? This just looks so cool. And if you take a sunroof, the carbon fiber disappears, so don't go for the sunroof. As you can see, we have a beautiful environment here, and let's go for a drive. The outside color, by the way, is a BMW individual color. On the spec sheet it says special request, so I don't know what it's called, but it looks pretty cool. It's really nice color. Inside here we have carbon fiber inlay, really good quality actually. Also on the doors over here, yeah, looks really cool, really nice. Of course we have the BMW M dildo, so it's not a dildo, it's really nice. It's really tiny and round, and it has a nice click to it. Yeah. We also have a BMW individual leather option here, Cohiba Brown it's called, and it's about 7,000 euros in the Netherlands, so pretty expensive, but really beautiful. And these special comfort seats with 25-way adjustability. So let's put it in D, parking brake off, and let's go. The competition pack means that they have upgraded the springs and dampers and anti-roll bars, and by upgraded I mean they have replaced them for firmer parts, or they have firmed them up. You still obviously you still have these settings for the throttle response and the engine mode, and you have for springs and dampers and one for steering feel. Again, let me say, I know I'm repeating myself a lot these days, but when you're in a BMW M, don't go for, or in a faster BMW, don't go for the Sport or Sport Plus mode for the steering. It's just way too heavy. Comfort is really nice. So you can still set the springs and dampers to Sport, Sport Plus and Comfort. In Comfort it is pretty comfortable. It does keep a bit of the GT character, but it still is pretty stiff, and you still feel that it's pretty rigid and firm. And in Sport and Sport Plus it becomes really firm and rigid, and it's a good feeling. Well, most important about the competition pack, 600 horsepower. That means 3.8 seconds to 100. So the entire package, especially the power upgrade and the suspension upgrade, means that it's just a bit more focused, it's a bit more firm, and you know, it would be more suitable to take on a track. I don't know if anyone with an M6 Gran Coupe would do that, but they could. So I have my M buttons here, M1 and M2. I will switch on M1 for now, which I have set to DSC on, gearbox in sequential mode, Sport Plus for the engine, comfort for the springs and dampers, and comfort for the steering. So the gearbox is quite happy with high input, so it does perform really well when you give it some beans, and it's really quick and you get this nice tap. But if you're in traffic or you're in the city, it does struggle a bit on low speeds and with low throttle input. Yeah, it's not the most sophisticated gearbox, but I kind of like it because you get a sort of a supercar feeling. It's a bit jerky. So as you can see now, with some bumps, the comfort setting is really nice. And well, yeah, 600 horsepower means that it's just, there are a lot of supercars which would have trouble keeping up with this car, which is really cool because it's a 4-door coupe. Something which isn't in the competition pack though is a higher top speed, so an unlimited top speed, or a higher limit. So it's standard, it's still 250 kilometers per hour or 155 miles per hour, which is ridiculous. I mean, come on, you're giving an M6, which is already way too quick for a limited top speed of 250 kilometers per hour, and you're giving it 600 horsepower and the top speed stays the same, and it's just ridiculous. So you have to pay another 1,280 euros here in the Netherlands to get the M driver's pack, which will stretch the limit from 250 to 300 kph. But we just did a couple of autobahn runs and I got a top speed of 313 with some power to spare. So yeah, it's pretty damn quick. But I think it should be in the competition pack. It's ridiculous that it isn't. The competition pack costs 9,000 euros, so you have to add the 1,280 for the M driver's package. So you would get around 10 grand, just over 10 grand. And if you do that, if you take an M6, if you get an M6 Gran Coupe and you get the competition pack and you add the 10,000 euros and stuff, and you get this leather, this car starts at 177,000 euros in the Netherlands, which is quite a lot. The M5 starts at 150, just under 150, 147,000, and this particular car cost 217,000 euros. So that's steep. But you do get one of the coolest and I think still most beautiful cars, performance cars out there. Okay, so let me show you the launch control on this little straight here. So to get that 3.8 seconds to 100 kph or 62 miles an hour time, you have to use launch control, obviously. It's a bit of a sequence, so bear with me. First you have to disengage, completely disengage the traction control. You get a little light over there. Then you have to put the gearbox in sequential mode, so I get a 1 over there. Then you have to make sure this is in the most hard setting, so setting 3, but with this little button. Obviously put it in Sport Plus. I'll put the springs and dampers in Sport Plus. Steering stays in comfort. Then you have to lightly press the brake. It's always something different with BMW. Lightly press the brake. Keep this, put this stick forward. You get launch control active over there. Keep it there, full throttle, release the brakes and then let go. So obviously it struggles a bit for traction at first, but it picks it up really quickly. And it's really firm in Sport Plus, it's really nice. The brakes, something I would have liked included in the package, in the competition package, would be those ceramic brakes we had on the M5 competition. I think like the M Drivers pack, it's ridiculous that you get a car up to 600 horsepower and a top speed of 300 kilometers per hour and don't include ceramic brakes. One of those two packages should have ceramic brakes. We did a couple of autobahn runs, like I said, and the brakes were smoking when we came back, so they got a bit of a beating. So my traction control is switched off now, and that seriously means you have to be very cautious, because you have to wait quite a while to get on the power in a corner, because it breaks traction really easily. And then we have the sound in here. It does have a sports exhaust, but you really don't hear it. The sound in here is, like we all know, fake, or it's amplified. Some people like it, some people don't. I do like that there is some sound, but I don't know if I really like the sound of it. Okay, here we go in first gear. It's quite hot, so I think it will have some traction. That was the smoky burnout start. So if you release the brake and just let it roll a bit and then you floor it, it will do a little burnout. So if I just do a brake launch, I think that might be quicker than the launch control actually. Now, burnout again. Now, you see, it does have some difficulty putting the power down. So the launch control works really well. And it's quite a big car, but it does feel really light because of those stiffer springs and dampers, and of course the extra power, the upgraded anti-roll bars. It's a great package, and you know, if you're already spending 177,000 euros on an M6 Gran Coupe, I would advise to get the competition pack as well, because 600 horsepower is really nice to have. The M5 has 575 horsepower in the competition pack, but I really doubt that BMW have written or fabricated an alternate ECU program for just for the M5. So I suspect that one has 600 horsepower as well. Also because we did an autobahn run with the M5 competition and we did 315 without any troubles. So okay, so I hope you enjoyed this POV review. I did. I absolutely love this car. Let us know, would you pay an extra 30,000 euros for an M6 Gran Coupe over an M5? I mean, that's a big difference. They are practically the same car, only the M6 has a the interior is a bit nicer and the exterior is a bit nicer, but overall they're the same cars. So would you pay an extra 30,000 euros? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next POV review. Thanks guys, bye.